Listen up, I gotta tell you, there is something you should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey y'all, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here this here day. So good to see you all. We are going to talk about another case that Addie V sent me this morning. And it's like RJ 2.0. It's absolutely insane. A bunch of fuck shit. What the fuck is going on? Like, what are they, like, I don't know. Like, man, are they putting something in the mouth that's making people lose their mind? I don't know. Lori, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Rhonda, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Mustang, good to see you. Stephanie, good to see you. Abelis, my love, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Tom, Hannah UK, good to see you, love, and thank you for being here. CM Wilkins, it's good to see you. Michael Green, Chili Chicken, good to see you. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Southern Cats, it's good to see you, my love. Curious Christine and Shelby. Robin, good to see you. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you. One sunny day, good to see you. And thank you for being here. Robin, again, I like your cat. That's such a beautiful cat. Cat Rod, good to see you. And thank you for being here. So good to see you. Betsy Sue, good to see you from Cameron, North Carolina. I used to live right by there. Long time ago. Long time ago. I lived in Spout Springs, North Carolina for a while. For about 2 years, I think. Cindy from sunny South Florida, good to see you. And yes, if you guys don't mind, go ahead and twinkle, twinkle over to thumbs up.
Come on, players, stop hating. Stop hating. Stop participating. Stop participating, Star. Come on, twinkle, twinkle, baby. Twinkle, twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle, babe. All right, Anders, good to see you. No, that's not RJ's parents. The people on the thumbnail are named Jerry Means and Chantel Hayford. So with that, we'll go ahead and get right into it because I do have to go early again today. That's why we came early. Tomorrow will be normal time, and hopefully things will get back to the way they're supposed to be next week. My littles want to meet friends out here, so all but one is going to go to public school. So we got to work on that schedule and get all that worked out. So the times might change, but it should stay right around the same. Karen, good to see you. You haven't missed anything. We just been chatting. All right, so we're at 9:31. Let's talk about these two idiots today. Addie V sent me this that just came out, and I was able to go ahead and pull the documents. So we're going to talk about it. I'll go ahead and read this article to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Normal time would be in about an hour and 20 minutes, about an hour and 20 minutes later. But I mean, we might stick to this time. I don't know. We'll see. All right. It reads Potty. This is going to be out of Missouri. Potty woman boyfriend kept children in a chicken coop and staged fight nights, police say. The sheriff's department said the couple also organized a, quote, fight night birthday party during which children were forced to fight each other. This is going to be out of Potsy, Missouri, and it reads, a Potsy woman and her boyfriend are facing 12 charges each after police said they abused her children. According to the Washington County Sheriff's Office, the abuse included locking them in a chicken coop and shooting them with air rifles. 5 on your side is not naming the suspects to avoid identifying the child victims. I don't want the children victims to be identified, but you know, I've got the documents, and I'm going to put them out here on Front Street because these two fuck stains need to be held accountable for everything they did. According to charging documents, the incidents happened between January of 2023 and December 2025 at the woman's home. Other incidents included forcing 2 of the children to try methamphetamine, beating them, and throwing rocks at them. The charging documents said the boyfriend also pointed a firearm at 2 of the children and threatened to homicide them. Y'all, like, I know these motherfuckers were on methamphetamine, and like, I get it, you know, drugs are bad, okay, but like, are they putting something in the shit? Like, don't get me wrong, methamphetamine, I've never done it, and I've heard it's really bad, but like, this is the new level of fuck shit. that I've never seen before. Methamphetamine's been around for a while. What the fuck's happening? This woman is also accused of groping one of the children against the child's will. The sheriff's department said the couple also organized a, quote, fight night, unquote, birthday party during which the children were forced to fight each other. The woman is also charged with 4 counts of child abuse, 3 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of domestic assault, and 1 count of sexual abuse. The boyfriend is charged with 3 counts of domestic assault, 2 counts each of abuse or neglect of a child, kidnapping, endangering the welfare of a child, and armed criminal action, and 1 count of unlawful use of a weapon. Now, I have the documents and I saw some trafficking shit on there. So there might be more that has come out. Yeah, like, oh, hell no. Like, what the fuck's going on? Exactly. Southern Cat said, what in the ever-loving hell is wrong with these people? Like,
What the helly? What the helly Yante? What the helly on? What the helly Barry? What the hell?
What the hell? What the motherfucking hell? Jesus. Deputies executed a search warrant on Tuesday and took the woman and her boyfriend into custody. The sheriff's office said they both provided statements regarding the incidents. Both suspects are being held without bond. If you suspect child abuse or neglect is taking place, the Missouri Child Abuse and Neglect Hotline is available at 1-800-392-3738. If you are hearing or speech impaired, call Relay Missouri at 1-800-735-2466, which is voice, or 1-800-735-2966, which is text. A report can also be filed online. On the Illinois side, you can call the Illinois Child and Abuse Neglect Hotline at 1-800-252-2873, or if you believe a child is in immediate danger that could result in death or serious harm, please call 911. I want to see if they put out a news clip real quick on YouTube before we get into these documents. This is insane. Might not have hit the news yet. Oh, nope. Here we go. We're going to watch this video real quick while I finish grabbing my stuff. Edith, good to see you, my love. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Jerry, good to see you, my love. As a former user, I've never thought of doing things like this. I kept to myself. These are just sick people. I mean, you know, really, and like as someone, I've been very open about my past as a fucking ex-heroin addict. I just got my shit. I went home and fell asleep standing up. I mean, it was a fucked up way of life, but I never in my wildest dream would have thought of hurting an animal, much less a fucking child. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Hey, Kim, good to see you. And Mustang said, Good Friday to everyone. Good Friday. And no, Robin said, no wonder when these kids are in their teens, they do stupid things. Yeah, it's just unbelievable cruelty. I don't care what these children did, just like RJ, I get them the help they need. Just please get them the help they need. That's all I'm worried about. I do believe it is Friday. Hold on, let me check my thing. Yep, today be Friday. It is Friday. Isn't that nice, Shelby, to find out it's Friday when you thought it was a Thursday? Right? Hey, Jenny Jen A1 from day one. All right, let's watch this what the helly Barry? Let's watch this video while I finish getting my crap together because I never seen
a Washington County, Missouri couple
together. Let's make it full screen. All right, this is going to be titled Pot Seed Woman Boyfriend Kept Children in Chicken Coop, Staged Fight Nights, Police Say. I'm going to go ahead and grab this link, drop it in the chat, and we'll talk about the charging documents. If we have time, we might go into some other things some other information I have on some other cases that we have talked about.
Is facing more than a dozen charges in a child abuse case so disturbing the sheriff admits he initially didn't believe it.
In an effort to protect the children in this case, we're not naming the suspects. 5 on Your Side's Holden Kerwicki has more information on the case, which some viewers might find disturbing.
After more than 40 years in law enforcement,
I don't know that I've even heard of a case like this.
Washington County Sheriff Scott Reed admits he was skeptical after receiving a report of extreme child abuse.
Locking them in a chicken coop and shooting at them with a BB gun, making them eat bugs, and it's just bizarre.
Despite his reservation,
Could you imagine being that sheriff and getting that call and like, I mean, how do you even, I probably wouldn't have believed it either. My neighbors are like putting their kids in a chicken coop and shooting at them with a BB gun and making them eat bugs and throwing rocks at them. Can you guys come check on these children? Like, I would be like, are you on drugs? I don't see this really going on. You know what I mean? Cara said, I almost just pee myself from laughing. I open YouTube and click this link to here saying, what the hell, Barry? Yep. Yeah, name the answer. I will, because we got the documents. I did have it on a piece of paper, but it doesn't matter. Actually, last name's Hayford for the woman. Her first name is Chantel. The other one is Jerry, I do believe means. We're going to see him. Oh, yeah. I'll give you an amazing just for you, Michael. Green chili chicken.
Amazing.
That's just for you, Michael. When appropriate. Well, it's okay. All right.
he quickly assigned a detective to follow up.
They picked mom up first. My lead investigator talked to her, and she confessed immediately.
The woman and her boyfriend are now facing 12 charges each after they allegedly locked children in a chicken coop, beat them with rocks, shot them with BB guns, forced them to smoke meth, and held them at gunpoint while forcing them to fight.
Where they live is very rural. No neighbors close. We never got a call from any school saying the kids are saying this or that. We never got a hotline call from DFS. We never got anything.
Though there were no physical reports, Megan Marietta with the St. Louis Children's Advocacy Center says there are.
Why is it always a rural area? Force the children to smoke meth. Like, how do you even... Like, it's, you know, when they said they gave the children meth, I was thinking like they made them eat it or something, but they forced them to fucking smoke it. That's fucking insane. Yeah, the kids. Like, that's worse than the fucking fight nights. What the fuck? Right. Shelby said I'm behind a little bit, but if I was a cop and I got that call, I would think it was a prank. Right. And that's what I think everybody's asking. Why? Nona Rocks, good to see you. Just why? Why the fuck would you do this? And keep in mind, this is the mother of the children. These are her kids. Like, they're your kids, and you try to get them on smoking. This shit's insane. This is just absolutely insane.
Often signs of abuse.
Any changes in the kiddo's behavior? Are they losing interest in things that they once had interest in? Are they becoming withdrawn? Are you noticing any differences in developmental behaviors?
Since it can take kids years to share their story.
Sometimes child abuse does include things that we as adults can't even wrap our heads around.
They say it's important that adults simply listen.
If a kid comes and tells you a crazy story, that don't mean it isn't true.
Though we're not naming the individuals charged in this case, Sheriff Reed told me that they are each being held.
Like, yeah, I mean, after hearing something like that, if kids tell you a crazy fucking story, yeah, that doesn't mean it's not true. Like, I wonder who told him, if it was another child or if it was one of the children that told him that. And Lord have mercy, I forgot to take my Vetiver. It helps me with my brain function. I got to pop this lid off, but we're going to continue to watch this.
Held at the Washington County Jail without bond. Reporting in Potosi, Missouri, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
And if you or someone you know is a victim of child abuse, there are a full list of resources available. Just look for this story under the As Seen on TV section of ksdk.com and our streaming app.
Missing Oklahoma boy found alive. Child abuse and child neglect charges now filed against his mother.
Okay, sorry about that. Heather, good to see you, love. I'm a recovering math addict, and I never thought about hurting anyone or anything. So what is it about what is the psychology behind this that makes some people think about doing shit like that? I wonder, because again, as a heroin addict, I would have never thought about hurting even an animal, much less a fucking child. Like, I mean, they're shooting them with BB guns, making them eat bugs and shit. This is just fucking insane. I wish doTERRA would make a Vetiver capsule so I didn't have to do this every day. I guess people are just born with some kind of evil in them or something that makes them do this. And I'm sorry that you had to go through addiction. It's a horrible thing and it fucking sucks. Edith, thank you so much for gifting one Speculation Station membership. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate the support, my love. I'm going to see if I can tell who it went to. Hold on just a minute. Oh, I can. That went to Ashley McNamara. I think that's how you say her name. If you are here and you are aware that Edith gifted you, please tell Edith, thank you. And I will grab the crazy train to pick you up on the way to Speculation Station. Actually, I'm going to have to do the haunted train and yeet myself because my StreamYard's stuck. So we're going to do haunted train for you. You get the special Halloween train. Thank
Washington
you so
County,
much,
Missouri.
Edith, for gifting that membership. I do appreciate it. I saw that somebody else came in. I'm going to have to eat myself in just a second. Leisure. Good to see you. Leisurely says this story reinforces the accounts of trafficking victims down to the fights. I'd never thought about it from that aspect. And it talks about like there's trafficking charges on these documents. You're absolutely right. I wonder if I could correlate like how many trafficking victims talk about having to fight and shit like that. This is insane. Jerry said, I believe some people are just evil, right? Oh, Ashley is here. And she said, thank you, Edith. Thank you, Ashley, for saying thank you. That was super, very sweet and amazing of you. Ooh, what is that? I killed Daddy, Perry County 11-year-old charged with homicide. Shit. All right. We're going to save that for another day. Anyone who know the state? Okay. This is out of Missouri. I try not to use the word inbred. I'm a hillbilly, and so is my husband. So that word, I don't like the word inbred. A lot of times people who are inbred are like, it's a generational thing. And if you go down the road of like generational abuse, and then the fact that the inbredness has been going on for generations, I think it's more of they don't understand that they shouldn't do that at that point because the genetics are so fucked up. So I just wanted to let you know that, but I'm not upset with you or anything. But I think that people who are inbred really can't help it. However, those people are fucked up regardless of what they are. All right, so let me pull up the documents. Yes, this is Missouri. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. All right, so we're going to start with the federal complaint for one of them. I've got both. I've got 4 documents here, so this is one of 4. Hold on just a minute. If you want these documents without the watermark, you can find them on my Patreon. Give me just a second, y'all. I'm going to pull up that video. I got to do something real quick. I'm going to pull up that video, maybe. And then we'll get right back to this document. I sincerely apologize. I did not have my shit together this morning. See what this is about real quick.
Alicia Richards,
All right,
so glad you're
right
with
back.
us. Tonight, we begin with new information in the case of an 11-year-old Perry County boy accused of killing his father.
Police say the boy, Clayton Dietz, shot and killed his father, Douglas Dietz, inside their home on South Market Street in Duncannon. We have team coverage, and we begin with Sarah Wilson, who is live in Duncannon. Sarah?
Alicia Dennis, good evening to you. Just hours before this all happened, the boy's mother posted on Facebook wishing her 11-year-old son happy birthday. Court documents show that the family celebrated around midnight, but around 3 a.m., tragedy would hit.
Okay, complete stop. It was his birthday. He's 11 years old and the family's celebrating at midnight. I've already got a lot of fucking questions. Oh, thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. Hey, Darzilla, good to see you. Hey, Lily P, good to see you. It's only 5:30. You need to get some sleep. Don't be up too early, Lily P. Leisurely said, listen to Sasha Riley's account. That's what got me listening today. The accounts are so similar. Dixie Mafia ties. I've heard of the Dixie Mafia. And I'll write down Sasha Riley. I'll definitely check it out.
Police say what began as a birthday celebration for 11-year-old Clayton Dietz ended hours later with his father, 42-year-old Douglas Dietz, dead, allegedly shot by the boy himself.
This is a very sad situation, and it's a situation that will take quite some time to work its way through the court system.
Clayton was charged with criminal homicide on his 11th birthday, just hours after celebrating with his parents at midnight. According to court documents, the shooting happened.
Again, why is an 11-year-old celebrating his birthday at midnight?
Happened around 3 a.m. Tuesday. Clayton's mother, Jillian Dietz, told police that she and her husband Douglas had gone to bed. She woke up to a, quote, bang. That's when she turned on her bedroom lights and found Clayton standing in the closet. She told police that her son said, quote, he's dead. But there is plenty about this case we still do not know. No comment. Perry County District Attorney Clay Maris didn't fill in any of those blanks today. But according to court documents, Clayton's mom says he was upset when he was told to go to bed and had his Nintendo Switch taken away. He admitted to police that he got the key to the gun from his father's drawer. And that is when police say the boy told them that he went inside that safe looking for his Nintendo Switch and instead got the gun, took it out, and allegedly shot his father in the head.
If he's being charged as an adult, I've got a lot of problems with this because, again, I mean, if he's, that's very childlike to get to think that the Nintendo Switch would be in the safe, see the firearm, and then say, I'm going to use that instead. That's not, for me, that's juvenile. That's not very adult. Like, I don't know how to explain it, what I'm trying to say. Let me think of try to think of a better way to explain it. I just, like, I don't know if he realized when he picked up that firearm that it was going to kill his father. Like, to me, you're going in a safe and looking for a Nintendo Switch, which is a toy or a game, and you pick up a firearm, which you might have thought was a toy, and then you shoot your father and he ends up dead. But if you go back to the beginning where he went in the drawer and got the key, then that is more adult-like. But I still don't think he should be charged as an adult. Go get the tea. Yeah, we need some coffee and tea, don't we?
Juvenile is charged with murder, they automatically begin as charged as an adult.
Which is the case for Clayton right now, but that could change through what's called decertification.
And decertification is a filing where the defense tries to say the individual should be prosecuted in the juvenile justice system for a variety of reasons.
That's up to a judge, and whatever they decide will make a huge difference.
So they're taking it to court whether he's going to be charged as a juvenile or as an adult. Lori said an 11-year-old knows what a firearm is. True. I mean, this is weird to me. And it started with the birthday party celebration at fucking midnight.
The big difference is that the adult court system, if someone is convicted of first-degree murder, they have a much longer sentence. Because this is a juvenile, the juvenile does not automatically get life without the possibility of parole. That law changed a number of years ago.
Right. They get to go back and have it reviewed and they can possibly get parole. That's why the school shooter out of California is getting out now he's been locked up since 2001 And because he was a juvenile at the time, they reviewed his case and decided that he could be released. So that's a new, relatively newer law that they put into place, which could help this 11-year-old down the road. But this is an 11-year-old. Like, I don't know. It's a little different when we're talking about a 16, 17-year-old. You know what I mean? Jerry said that's not how an adult thinks. He was truly thinking immature. He's 11, definitely a child. I'm with you on this. No, he probably will not be playing Nintendo anytime soon. Can't be prosecuted as an adult. I would hope not, Anders.
And again, that will be up to a judge. The attorney you just heard from is not Clayton's attorney, but he tells me that he has tried other cases like this in the past. He says it is possible more charges could be coming in a case like this. That does include the possibility of first-degree murder. We're live in Duncannon. Sarah Wilson, ABC 27 News.
Sarah, thank you.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC
Jesus,
27. We're
yelling
excited.
at me. Good God, stop, Eric. Don't yell in my ear. Jesus. Okay, let's go back to the topic at hand now and look at this complaint. This is the Circuit Court of Washington County, Missouri, State of Missouri versus Jerry Means, who lived at 10341 Squaw Creek Road. And it reads, this is a felony complaint. Comes now the prosecuting attorney of the County of Washington, State of Missouri, being duly sworn upon oath and upon information and belief, states that there is probable cause to believe that, count one, the defendant is in violation of sections of the Missouri Code, committed the Class B felony of kidnapping in the first degree, punishable upon conviction, in that on or between January 1st of 2023 and December 31st of 2025, defendant unlawfully confined confidential juvenile victim 1 for a substantial period without confidential juvenile victim 1's consent, because defendant locked the victim in a chicken pen for the purpose of terrorizing confidential juvenile victim 1. I'm just going to call him victim 1. An individual convicted and sentenced for this offense shall not be eligible for parole until 85% of the sentence is served. Let me shut this door. So he confined him in the chicken coop for the purpose of terrorizing him. Hey, Snarky, good to see you. Okay, love. Well, I'm glad you're here. Anders said in the UK, there were 2 kids around 10 years old who kidnapped and killed a toddler. I remember that. I think they were prosecuted as adults. That case was interesting because I remember seeing like a still shot of where they kidnapped the toddler and then they killed him. That was a horrific case. Those 2 young men, young kids or whatever that were around 10 years old were not acting like children. That was very, very much adult in the way they acted and did that crime, kidnapping him like that and then taking and killing him. However, there's got to be some generational or family abuse going on there that made them think that that was something they needed to do. Okay, count 2. The defendant committed the Class B felony of kidnapping in the first degree, in that on or between January 1st of 2025 and December 8th of 2025, defendant unlawfully confined confidential juvenile victim 2 for a substantial period of time when, without confidential juvenile victim 2's consent, defendant locked the victim in a chicken pen for the purpose of terrorizing victim 2. Count 3, defendant in violation of the code committed the Class C felony of endangering the welfare of a child in the first degree, punishable upon conviction under the sections in that on January 1st of 2023, December 31st of 2025, in the County of Washington, State of Missouri, defendant knowingly acted in a manner that created substantial risk to the life, body, and health of victim 1, a child less than 17 years of age, by threatening to kill the victim while brandishing a handgun, by locking the victim in a chicken pen and shooting the victim with an air rifle, by giving the victim drugs and by beating and strangling the victim. And this offense was committed by the defendant as part of an act or series of acts performed by two or more persons as a part of an established or prescribed pattern of activity by engaging in this conduct over an extended period of time in cooperation with defendant's partner or paramour, Chantel Hayford, while Hayford was also abusing the victim by participating in the chicken pen shootings, by beating the victim and throwing rocks at the victim and giving the victim drugs and alcohol and refusing to feed or house the victim. Y'all, I mean, does it get much worse? Son of a gun.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
Let's go back through that. We definitely do. Hey, Forrest, good to see you. So they threatened to kill the victim while brandishing a handgun to a child that's under the age of 17, and they're damn sure going to believe you, especially with all the other shit they've been doing. They locked the victim in a chicken pen, and if we jump down here real quick, refusing to feed or house the victim. So my question with that, in the house? Did you make them stay in the chicken? Because they're refusing to feed or shelter them and locking them in a chicken coop. So was that the fucking where the children stayed? And then while you have a child locked in a fucking chicken coop and they've got nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, you're shooting them with an air rifle, throwing rocks at them and beating them. That's like the cops arresting you and then beating you while you're handcuffed. Forrest has been a member for 2 months. Thank you so very much for sharing that milestone with us and for the continued support. Forrest said, subscribe, hit like, share, comment. It all helps. It absolutely does. And thank you so much for sharing that milestone with us. That was so very so sweet and supportive of you. And I appreciate the continued support.
Amazing.
Hey, Content Angel. Good to see you. Okay. And then they gave the victim drugs, strangled the victim. I mean, again, these victims that they're beating, strangling, throwing rocks at, threatening to shoot, and actually shooting with an air rifle are in a confined area where they can't run or hide. And they're being refused food or the ability to go in the house. Like, and they're giving them, like, did you give them meth so you didn't have to feed them? What the fuck's going on here? And it's not even like they gave them meth. They forced them to smoke it. Good God. So this right here, this part, and this offense was committed by the defendant as part of an act or series of acts performed by two or more persons as part of an established or prescribed pattern of activity, by engaging in this conduct over an extended period of time in cooperation with defendant's paramour, Chantel Hayford. So that means that, like, basically these things were done kind of in sequence of each other. Does that make sense? Like over an extended period of time, they did all of these things in sequence of each other, forced them to drink alcohol and take drugs. Maybe that happened one night together, combined. They forced them to have chicken fights, and maybe they shot him with the BB gun if they weren't throwing a punch or something the correct way, if I'm just speculating. I'd have to pull up all of the charges. We can jump over there real quick. This is the warrant application. So what they're charged with specifically is this is for the mother, Chantel. She's got 3 counts of trafficking, sodomy in the second degree, kidnapping in the first degree, 2 counts of that, and 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child and creating substantial risk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counts of abuse of a child, 1 count of endangering the welfare of a child, creating substantial risk. Armed criminal action, unlawful use of a weapon, 3 counts of domestic assault, 1's in the first degree, 1's in the first degree, 1's in the third degree, another armed criminal action, unlawful use of a weapon, And then we go into the specifics of it, which we'll get back to. But I don't see any conspiracy, but that trafficking charge is not going to be easy to fight. Okay, count 4. The defendant, in violation of Missouri Code, committed the felony of armed criminal action, punishable upon conviction in the Missouri State Penitentiary, in that on or about or between January 1st, 2023 and December 8th of 2025 in the county of Washington, state of Missouri, the defendant committed the felony of endangering the welfare of a child, charged in count 3, all allegations of which are incorporated herein by reference. And the defendant committed the foregoing felony of endangering the welfare of a child by, with, and through the knowing use, assistance, and aid of a 9mm handgun, a deadly weapon. So she endangered the welfare of a child. Trying to figure out if she held the 9mm or it says with the knowing use, assistance of a 9mm handgun. So I don't know if she held it or he held it, and that's kind of the conspiracy type charge, because she endangered the welfare of a child because she was there when he was brandishing the 9mm handgun. And so therefore she gets charged with that, or if she actually held the 9mm handgun and did something. I don't know. There's no charge specifically of conspiracy, but I think with the charges they have, they're not getting out anytime fucking soon. Michael said, by forcing them to do drugs, they can convince the kids they are doing illegal stuff and will go to jail if they tell. What a great point. It's not great that they did that, but you got a good point there. And the way the sheriff was saying that they didn't say anything at school, they never told anybody what was going on, that's probably exactly why. Because they forced them to do drugs, and they said, you know, if you say anything, I'll tell them you did drugs, and that's illegal, and you'll go to jail. So the kids didn't say anything. I don't think there's any bail, no. It said they were being held without bond, yeah. I get really strongly pro-death penalty when I hear this. Me too. Innocent fucking lives ruined. I mean, I hope that just like RJ, they get the help that they need and can heal from this. And I'm glad that they're finally removed and can start to heal. Okay, count 5. The defendant, in violation in section, committed the Class C felony of endangering the welfare of a child in the first degree, punishable upon conviction under sections in or that on or between January 1st of 2023 and December 8th of 2025 in the county of Washington, state of Missouri. The defendant knowingly acted in a manner that created substantial risk to the life, body, and health of victim 2, a child less than 17 years of age, by threatening to kill the victim while brandishing a handgun, by locking the victim in a chicken pen and shooting the victim with an air rifle, by offering the victim drugs, and the offense was committed by the defendant as part of an act or series of acts performed by 2 or more persons as part of an established prescribed pattern of activity by engaging in this conduct over an extended period of time. In cooperation with the defendant's paramour, Chantel Hayford, while Hayford was also abusing the victim by participating in the chicken pen shootings. So that's the same charge that we just read and went over a minute ago. They've got that charge for victim 1 and for victim 2. I don't know. Hey, Alex, good to see you. You're here with us right now. You know, Tom, I don't know what, I mean, I never in my life could you ever convince me to do some shit like this. Like, this is absolutely fucking insane. And like, if I came upon a relationship where this was going on and I was like getting beat or something, I would be leaving in the middle of the night and I would be taking those kids, even if they weren't mine. I would be getting them kids the fuck out of there. And when I went to, and I'd go straight to the sheriff's office and I would say, you can hit me with a kidnapping charge if you want to, because these children are not biologically mine, but let me explain to you what was going on. And if you still want to charge me with kidnapping, I will gladly take that fucking charge, because I would be getting them kids the fuck out of there. Motherfuckers got to sleep sometime. All right. So the defendant, this is count 6, committed the felony of armed criminal action In the county of Washington, state of Missouri, the defendant committed the felony of endangering the welfare of a child, charged in count 5, all allegations of which are incorporated herein by reference. Defendant committed the foregoing felony of endangering the welfare of a child by, with and through the knowing use and assistance and aid of a 9mm handgun, a deadly weapon. I think that's because, again, he held the firearm and threatened to kill him. I'm noticing it says the victims are under 17, but not under 16. So I'm thinking they were around the age of 16 or 17, both of them, because if they were under the age of 16, it would be a stiffer charge. I couldn't even imagine things like this could happen. I know. Like, what the fuck happened to the world where shit like this could happen? Hey, Max, good to see you. I'm so sorry, Mustang, that it's been doing that to you, love. Okay. So, count 7, defendant knowingly caused confidential victim 1, a child less than 18 years of age, to suffer mental injury as a result of abuse by shutting the victim in a chicken pen and shooting the victim with an air rifle, by threatening to kill the victim while brandishing a 9mm handgun, and by strangling the victim in a chokehold. And the injury inflicted was serious emotional injury to victim 1. Yeah, no doubt. Please get them with all that shit too. I'm sure these children are emotionally scarred for life. Jesus Christ. Okay, they knowingly caused victim 2, the child that was less than 18 years of age, to suffer mental injury as a result of abuse by shutting the victim in a chicken pen, shooting the victim with an air rifle, threatening to kill the victim while brandishing a 9mm handgun, and injury inflicted was serious emotional injury on victim 2. So those counts are the same. They got one for victim 1 and one for victim 2. Count 9, in or between January 1st of 2023 and December 8th of 2025 in the county of Washington, state of Missouri, the defendant knowingly exhibited in the presence of one or more persons a 9mm handgun, a weapon readily capable of lethal use, in an angry or threatening manner. Count 10. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a Class E felony. This is a Class B felony of domestic assault in the first degree. Between January 1st of 2023 and December 8th of 2025 in the county of Washington, state of Missouri, the defendant shot an air rifle at victim 1 while confining the victim to a chicken pen. And there you go, black and white. They locked them in the chicken pen where they could not run or get away, and then proceeded to shoot them with the air rifle. Such conduct was a substantial, don't jump on me, step toward the commission of the offense of domestic assault in the first degree of confidential juvenile victim 1, and was done for the purpose of committing such assault. And victim 1 and defendant were family or household members, in that victim 1 and the defendant resided together. Count 11, the defendant in violation of committed the Class B felony of domestic assault. The defendant strangled victim 1 in a chokehold until victim 1 was at the brink of unconsciousness. And such conduct was a substantial step toward the commission of the offense of domestic assault in the first degree of victim 1, and was done for the purpose of committing such assault. And victim 1 and defendant were family or household members, in that victim 1 and the defendant resided together. They're getting them with everything that they can, and I'm here for it, because these are all, like, they constitute different charges. The fact that victim 1 was in a chokehold until almost unconscious, and you add the fact that it was done for the purpose of committing an assault, and the fact that the defendant was family or household members, because the victim and this stepdad or mom's boyfriend of sorts resided together. All of these things combined make the charge worse. Count 12. The defendant shot an air rifle at victim 1 while confining the victim to a chicken pen. Such was substantial step toward the commission of the offense of domestic assault in the first degree of victim 2, and was done for the purpose of committing assault against victim 2 and defendant were family household members, and confidential victim 2 and the defendant were residing together. So most of it is just 2 counts, because there was 2 children that endured this. And out of 2 children, not one of them spoke at school or anything, which I'll never understand. The only thing that makes sense to me is like what Tom said. They told them, well, you did drugs, so you'll go to jail for that, so you can't say anything. Hey, Julie. I'm assuming that she looks that way. I'll see what her date of birth is. We're going to do her next. I'm going to go through his charges now. Okay. Oh, it don't give me their date of birth. His name is Jerry Allen Means. He's got 2 counts of abuse of a child, 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, creating substantial risk, 1 count of armed criminal action, 1 count of unlawful use of a weapon, subsection 4, exhibiting, 2 counts of kidnapping in the first degree, 2 counts of assault in the first degree or attempt, 1 count of assault in the second degree. It says, I, Detective Ethan Howard, have probable cause to believe that the defendant, Jerry Allen Means, committed 1 or more of the offenses. Abuse of a child. The code is CJV1. I'm thinking that means confined juvenile victim 1, but I'm not positive. And then abuse of a child, confined juvenile victim 2, armed criminal action is still the same thing. So, but see right here, kidnapping in the first degree, CJV1 in chicken pen. So that tells me it means, again, confined juvenile victim 1 in chicken pen. So these are all the confined charge. So again, abuse of a child for confining victim 1, and then another one for confining victim 2. Armed criminal action for confining victim 1, another for confining victim 2. Assault in the first degree, 2 charges, confining victim 1 and shooting at him in the chicken coop. The second one is confining victim 2 and shooting at him in the chicken pen. Assault in the second, grabbing confidential juvenile victim, it might be confidential. Anyway, juvenile victim 1 and squeezing him in a suffocating manner, endangering the welfare of a child for creating substantial risk to victim 1 and victim 2. Kidnapping in the first degree for confining the victims in a chicken pen, 1 count for each child. And then we got 3 counts of unlawful use of a weapon, subsection 4. That was with victim 1 in the chicken pen, victim 2 in the chicken pen, and then both victim 1 and victim 2 for pointing a pistol at them. And we're going to get to what they said. Zan, good to see you. I think this shit has always gone on at the same rate per capita as it does now. Every community has a harrowing story. Difference now is immediate news around the world via the internet, world news, and etc. I've often asked that question. Is it because we've got the media at our fingertips, can look all this stuff up, or is it because of games and things like that make everything seem like it's not real? People think reality is not reality. And then you have, I was just looking, my daughter and I were going through stuff yesterday in here. I have the little spinning top from Inception, and you have movies like that like if the spinning top is, it don't stop spinning. Here it is. Y'all remember this from Inception? And it was like, if the top would not fall down, if it would continue to spin, then you were in a dream. Like if you have movies like that and shit, could it correlate to the abuse that's going on in today's world, specifically with children committing crimes and thinking that it, like, not understanding the gravity of the situation of what they've just done because of movies and video games? You know what I mean? I'm curious if the chickens were in there with them because a big rooster could terrorize a kid if they are scared of them. Probably. Like Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel on The Simpsons. Maybe. The sheriff said that somebody called and told them what was going on, and he didn't even believe it at the time. All right, continuing. Confidential juvenile victim 1, further identified as confidential juvenile or CJV1, who redacted, disclosed, so one of the children did speak, that Jerry and Chantel locked him in a chicken pen and they shot a BB gun at them. Victim 1 stated Jerry screwed the pen shut with a Milwaukee impact and then shot an air rifle at him. He stated he was 13 when it happened. Let me get a trigger warning. So he screwed the fucking pen door shut and then proceeded to shoot him, which again, that's making it where the children have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and no way to get away from these fucking monsters. Victim one stated Jerry has also pointed a quote real unquote gun at them described as a pistol. Victim 1 stated Jerry told one of them it told him that if the other one said something again, he was going to blow that child's brains out. Victim 1 also disclosed about a time where Jerry almost suffocated him. Victim 1 described how he put one of them in a headlock, or him in a headlock. Child victim 1 felt really dizzy and like he was going to pass out and stated that, redacted, when this happened, I think that he said the mom was there when it happened. Victim 1 stated that Chantel, it's redacted, when the gun was pointed at him, incident occurred, so she was there when it occurred. Child victim 1 also stated that he, Jerry, would punch or slap the other one on a regular basis. Victim 2. Victim 1 also disclosed about times when redacted would throw rocks at redacted. Victim 1 stated that sometimes redacted would dodge them and other times he would catch them. So child victim 1 is talking about, I think Chantel's the one that was throwing rocks, and the other sibling would dodge them or sometimes catch them. Could you imagine catching fucking rocks that your mom's throwing at you? I mean, that shit, and if they're throwing it, it's got some speed behind it. That's going to be painful, like catching a baseball without a glove. Yeah, they absolutely are. That's their own fucking mama, y'all. Victim 1 also disclosed at the time that she threw a light at one of them and described it as a lamp that is solar. Victim 1 stated that she called the other one of them worthless and would cuss one of them out. Victim 1 stated that she, as in their mother, would have one of them steal food and money from people, which is how one of them met somebody's current guardians. Victim 1 described that from the ages of redacted, they experienced a Great Depression where they were eating bugs, leaves, and would steal food. This is insane. They made them steal money and food from people, eat bugs and leaves, and they called it a Great Depression. Why didn't they go get help from the government? Why didn't they go get on food stamps or something to that effect if they're experiencing some shit like that? I would love to know if Mama and Mama's boyfriend was sitting in there eating it the fuck up. Or if they were getting food stamps and selling them and not feeding the fucking kids. Victim 1 stated that Jerry would have one of them try white crystal stuff in a pipe that was described as meth, and one of them described Jerry's pipe as having red and blue stripes on it. Victim 1 stated that redacted would have redacted drank alcohol that redacted stole aspartame from someone, and she knew gave it to redacted, and that redacted got sick from it. So they're having them, they're drinking alcohol that they stole from somebody, and then the kids are being forced to drink it, and the kid got sick. Victim 1 stated that they were also given weed that would kick. And then, okay, I'm going to read it as stated. Victim 1 stated that Redacted gave Redacted weed and that Redacted would kick them or hit them in the face. So they made him smoke weed and then kick the shit out of him? I'm glad you're almost done cleaning the house, Max. Bet you they were trading SNAP benefits for math, probably. All the time when she was with her ex because he would take it and trade it for his drugs, and then Connie would have to work even harder to get the food. I'm so sorry, Karen, that she went through that. That's horrible. Okay, this is victim 2 statements. Victim 2 disclosed that Redacted was not very nice, and when the interviewer asked why, the victim stated that she locked the victims in a chicken pen and shot the victims with a BB gun. So maybe these are foster parents of some sort. I don't think so, though. Victim 2 stated that Jerry Means was also involved with Chantel in locking the other child in the chicken pen. Victim 2 stated that Redacted and Jerry, that the mom and Jerry were holding guns, and that every time one of the kids would move, one of them would shoot at them, and that Redacted and Jerry were shooting the BB guns, that Chantel and Jerry were shooting the BB guns. Victim 2 stated that Redacted told Redacted that she wished they were not there, further explaining that Redacted kicked Redacted and that she told Redacted that she did not want Redacted anymore. So this woman the mother is stating that she doesn't want them there. She wished they weren't there, and then she's kicking them. And she's saying, I don't want you anymore. Think about that on the psyche of a fucking child. Being told by your mother, I don't want you here. I hate you. I wish you would leave. I'm tired of having you. And you're being locked in a chicken pen and forced to fight, and you're being starved, and you're eating bugs for this fucking Great Depression. Meanwhile, they're forcing alcohol, weed, and meth down your throat. This is insane. Like, I don't even know. Jeez, I don't even know where to begin. So they continue to describe that she would punch and kick them, describing that she would slap them in the face and kick them in the back. Victim 2 described how the other one got bruises from the incident. Victim 2 also disclosed that Redacted grabbed Redacted's chest area, and when confronted about this, she stated that and it's Redacted. Victim 2 stated that Jerry used methamphetamine, speed, weed, and that mom forced one of them to eat an edible. Victim 2 also described a second incident where Redacted eat more and smoke a cigarette. Victim 2 stated that Redacted and Jerry gave the other one alcohol, describing it as American honey whiskey and Jack Daniels. Victim 2 also stated that they made one of them eat a weed brownie. Victim 2 stated that Redacted when this occurred. Victim 2 described the usage of drugs in the household as Redacted seeing Jerry use meth in a white glass pipe. Victim 2 stated that when Jerry would do it, that he would offer it to them. Victim 2 stated that the glass pipe was see-through and that Jerry would suck in all the smoke. Victim 2 also stated that Redacted made him use cocaine and described it as really white, further describing Jerry had a straw and was snorting it. Victim 2 stated that one of them seen a neighbor and the parents used drugs, and that Chantel would pop pills, describing them as pain pills. Victim 2 described it as a small white pill. Victim 2 described the conditions of the home and stated the house was very dirty because there was feces on the floor and feces on the bed. Victim 2 stated that when one of them went to his current guardian, his face was covered in feces and that it was cat and dog feces.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God
Like, it just gets worse. Victim 2 stated Jerry pulled a real gun on them, on that person and child victim 1. Victim 2 stated that when they were in Jerry's house, they were in Jerry's house when he pulled the gun. Victim 2 stated they were making noises, and Jerry said if they did not shut up, he would shoot them. Victim 2 stated that Jerry pulled the gun out of the cabinet with the TV. Oh, so we're just also smoking meth, snorting coke, doing pills, smoking weed, eating weed, drinking alcohol, and leaving a fucking loaded firearm just hanging out in the goddamn TV cabinet with a bunch of fucking kids. Jesus Christ. Lord Jesus. I need help this here day. Right, Scratch, good to see you. Yeah, I'm with you, Car. I said between these monsters and RJ's monsters, I just fucking can't. The fuck is going on with this shit in the fucking Midwest, out west and shit? Jesus Christ. Okay. Victim 2 stated when Jerry had the gun pointed at Redacted, Redacted was thinking, I hope he doesn't shoot me. Oh, that child victim 2 was thinking, quote, I hope he doesn't shoot me because I have a long life to go. Why should a child ever have to think that? I hope he does not shoot me because I have a life to live when I get out of this fucking hellhole. And then RJ, I mean, if we want to talk about that, he's running too and keeps getting placed back in the hellhole. It really is fucking heartbreaking. Right. A child should not ever fucking have to think that. Hold on just a second. I can't. Victim 2 stated that Jerry did this 2 times. Victim 2 described another time that one of them was sitting with Jerry. Redacted was a, quote, WH, unquote. And child victim 2 said he asked one of them to stop cussing. Jerry pulled out the gun and told them to get out of the house. Victim 2 stated that he got the gun from under his pillow, and it was the same gun as last time. So now it's under the fucking pillow while we're doing meth and coke and weed and pills and all the fucking drugs that you could possibly get your fucking hands on. We're leaving loaded firearms either in the TV cabinet or under the pillow. It would have been real nice if that motherfucking gun had gone off while it was under that motherfucker's pillow and just going ahead and killed him there dead by some kind of miraculous fucking fucked up chain of events. Crystal's Crime Conversations, good to see you. Wonder if they fought chickens and dogs. God, I hope not. I mean, and going back to the feces everywhere, are the animals somewhat taken care of? Did the children have to fight the chickens, as some of you have asked? Because fucking roosters can be mean as fuck. Okay. So child victim 2 stated he got the firearm from under his pillow, and that was the same gun as last time. Victim 2 stated that Redacted during the pillow incident and Redacted during the gun incident and the gun in the cabinet incident. So basically saying that Chantel was there. The mother or like caretaker, I don't know what it is in this situation. Oh, and we've got a victim 3. They stated a little bit. Confidential juvenile victim 3. Victim 3 described witnessing an incident between Jerry and victim 1 where Jerry grabbed the child and was choking the child and squeezing tightly. Victim 3 stated that Redacted saw Jerry's gun and knew it was a real gun, and that Redacted saw him use drugs and knew that he used drugs. Review of defendant's criminal history. I have reviewed defendant's criminal history and observed the following charges. Of course, he's got previous charges. Oh. No. Okay, wait a minute. No, December 8th is when these charges were filed. Trafficking in children. Trafficking children. Okay. 3, I further state the above information is true to the best of my knowledge and belief. So he might not have had any other charges because there's nothing listed. Warrant application is for trafficking in children. The case status is open and under investigation. I further state that I'm aware that any false statements contained herein is punishable by law, and additional notes. So I don't understand if they're saying that this charge from December 8th of 2025 at 10:45 a.m., the trafficking of children's charge was already charged when this document was put out. But I know that the document states through December 8th of 2025, so it can't be, he had to already be in jail and got hit with this afterwards if it's not. But again, report date is December 8th of 2025 at 10:45 a.m. So he must have got all these charges, and then they went through the affidavit and then added the charge at the end of the document of trafficking in children. Y'all, I can't. This is just too fucking much. This is too fucking much, man. All right. So let's go to the federal complaint against Miss Chantel. We'll read through that, and then we'll go through what they said about this bitch. These motherfuckers. About me spilling my drink. Okay. Count 1. Oh, my bad. Chantel Spring Hayford is this bitch's name, and she lives at 15487 Stone Ridge Road in Potsy, Missouri. State of Missouri, of course. Felony complaint comes out of the prosecuting attorney of the County of Washington, State of Missouri, being duly sworn upon oath and upon information and belief, and states that there is probable cause to believe that on count 1, they are in violation and committed the Class B felony of kidnapping in the first degree. In that, on or between January 1st of 2023 and December 8th of 2025, defendant unlawfully committed the crime of unlawfully confined, I apologize, victim 1 for a substantial period without victim 1's consent because defendant locked victim 1 in a chicken pen for the purpose of terrorizing victim 1. Any individual convicted of this incident shall not be eligible for parole until 85% of the time is served. Count 2, Class B felony of kidnapping in the first degree. Between January 1st, 2023, December 8th of 2025, the defendant unlawfully confined victim 2 for a substantial period without victim 2's consent because defendant locked the victim in a chicken pen for the purpose of terrorizing victim 2. Count 3, Class E felony of sexual abuse in the second degree. Wow. This is going to be triggering. In that, on or about January 1st of 2023 through December 8th of 2025 in the County of Washington, State of Missouri, the defendant, for the purposes of terrorizing victim 3, had sexual contact with victim 3 by grabbing and squeezing the victim's breast without the consent of victim 3. And in the course of such conduct, the defendant engaged in this offense with a person the defendant knew to be defendant's ancestor or descendant by blood or adoption. Why is this bitch grabbing this little girl's breast? Can somebody please tell me that? Yes, this is Missouri. I'm not positive. And we're not going to get the victims' names, which we don't need the victims' names. I'm going to pull up that article again and just see if it'll tell us. Because it was portraying it as the parents, but I might be wrong. Potsy, Missouri. So here it does say posse couple facing multiple charges for allegedly locking kids in chicken coops, staged child fight nights. Duo, woman and boyfriend, kept children, couple locked kids. A child abuse case. Okay, a Washington County couple is facing more than a dozen charges in a child abuse case so disturbing the sheriff admits he didn't initially believe it. Despite reservations, the sheriff quickly assigned a detective to follow up. It says the woman is charged and the boyfriend is charged. And it's alleged over a 2-year period. But how did they get the kids? How did these motherfuckers get custody of these children? I don't even know if they would release that anyway, because if CPS placed those children there, then it's going to make CPS look bad. We're going to get back to that article, but it's saying woman and man, the woman and the boyfriend. So they might be foster parents or something. I'm not positive. Count 4, the defendant committed the Class C felony of endangering the welfare of a child in the first degree, punishable upon conviction. Defendant knowingly acted in a manner that created substantial risk to the life, body, and health of victim 1, a child less than 17 years of age, by locking the victim in a chicken pen and shooting the victim with an air rifle, giving the victim alcohol and drugs, failing to provide adequate nutrition to the victim, beating and throwing rocks at the victim. And this offense was committed by the defendant as part of an act or series of acts performed by 2 or more persons as part of an established prescribed pattern of activity that engaging in this conduct over an extended period of time in cooperation with defendant's paramour, Jerry Means, while Means was also abusing the victim by participating in the chicken pen shootings, pointing a pistol at the victim while threatening to kill him, by punching and slapping and strangling the victim, and forcing the victim to try methamphetamine. This one's going to be the same thing I just read, but it's in reference to victim 2. Count 5 is. Count 6 is a Class D felony. The defendant knowingly engaged in sexual contact with confidential juvenile victim 3, squeezing the breast. The defendant, count 7, committed the Class B felony of abuse or neglect of a child. The defendant was, state of Missouri, the defendant was 18 years of age or older and knowingly caused confidential juvenile victim 1, a child less than 18 years of age, to suffer mental injury as a result of abuse by shutting the victim in a chicken pen and shooting the victim with an air rifle, by beating the victim and throwing rocks at the victim, and the injury inflicted was serious emotional injury on victim 1. Count 8 is a Class B felony of abuse or neglect of a child. The defendant was responsible for the care, custody, and control of victim 1, a child less than 18 years of age, and neglected victim 1 by kicking the victim out of the house, forcing the victim to forage for bugs and leaves, and to steal food to survive. This shit's insane, but it did say that this person was responsible for the care of the child and the housing, so I think it could have been a fucking foster parent. And you know the state of Missouri is not going to release that information until they absolutely have to, that this could have been a foster parent or something that did all of this. Like, how the fuck does someone who's on drugs, drinking alcohol, I mean, doing all the fucking drugs, they said meth, coke, alcohol, weed, pills, like what the fuck else even is there? Sorry, I forgot about PCP. Like, they weren't doing PCP, hallelujah. How the fuck does somebody like that become in charge of the care of 3 children? Can somebody please tell me that? Hey, Mama Bear, good to see you. Just finished cooking a beautiful pork tenderloin. That sounds good. I made one in the crock pot the other day, and it was really good. I've got to can it later. Okay. Count 9. Class B felony, abuse or neglect. Knowingly caused victim to a child less than 18 years of age to suffer mental injury as a result of abuse by shutting the victim in a chicken pen and shooting the victim with an air rifle, and the injury inflicted was serious emotional injury on victim 2. Count 10 is a Class B felony, abuse or neglect of a child. Defendant was 18 years of age or older and knowingly caused victim 3, a child less than 18 years of age, to suffer mental injury as a result of abuse by grabbing and squeezing the victim's breast. Count 11, Class B felony, domestic assault in the first degree. Confidential juvenile victim 1. The defendant shot an air rifle at victim 1 while confining the victim to a chicken pen, and the conduct was a substantial step toward the commission of the offense of domestic assault in the first degree of confidential juvenile victim 1 and was done for the purpose of committing such assault, and victim 1 and defendant were family or household members in that victim 1 and the defendant were related by blood. Okay. So now we've got an answer. They're related by blood, but it doesn't say that she's the mother. So what is she, the grandmother? Is she an aunt? I don't know. It's going to be something to that effect. Oh yeah, Mama Bear, this is fucking horrifying. They would confine them in a chicken coop and then shoot them, threaten to shoot them. They made them smoke meth, amphetamine. Made these children smoke meth, eat bugs and leaves, and steal food from from somebody. I don't fucking know. They said there's not many neighbors out there. And these children went to school and didn't say a fucking word. Well, yeah. I don't know. They're related by blood somehow. I don't know if she's an aunt, a grandmother, a fucking cousin. What the fuck's going on? But at least it wasn't a foster parent. Jesus Christ. All right, count 12. Class B felony, domestic assault in first degree. Defendant shot an air rifle at victim 2 while confining victim to the chicken pen. Such conduct was a substantial step toward the commission of the offense of domestic assault in the first degree of confidential victim 2 and was done for the purpose of committing such assault, and victim 2 and defendant were family or household members in that victim 1 and the defendant were related by blood. She's related somehow to him by blood, and she's letting all this shit go on. A fucking firearm also be pointed at them and them being told they're going to be shot, forcing them to do drugs. Could you imagine being forced to eat a weed brownie in an environment like that? My God. Jesus Christ. Anxiety through the fucking roof. The facts that form the basis for this information and belief are contained in the statement or facts filed contemporaneously herewithin and made part hereof and submitted as a basis upon which this court may find the existence of probable cause. Wherefore, the prosecuting attorney prays that an arrest warrant be issued and provided by law. Range of punishment. Felony imprisonment in Department of Corrections for a term of years not less than 10, not more than 30, or life imprisonment. Felony imprisonment in the Department of Corrections for a term of years not less than 5, not more than 14. I think it just goes through the charges, because down here we've got misdemeanors, and I don't think any of their charges are misdemeanor. All right, let's go over here. Okay, so she's got 3 counts of trafficking of children, 1 count of sodomy in the second degree, 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, creating substantial risk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counts of child abuse. 1 count, another count of endangering child welfare, creating a substantial risk. 1 count of armed criminal action, 1 count of unlawful use of a weapon, substantial risk inhibiting, 2 counts of domestic assault in the first degree, 1 count of domestic assault in the third degree, 1 count of armed criminal action, and another count of unlawful use of a weapon subsection 4 exhibiting. Okay. Detective Hawthorne has probable cause to believe that defendant Chantel Springs Hayward committed one or more of the offenses. Abuse of a child chicken pen incident with confidential juvenile victim 1, abuse of a child chicken pen incident victim 2, abuse of a child daughter cuts hands incident, that's victim 3, abuse of a child shoved over church pew incident, victim 1, abuse of a child daughter eating caulk incident, victim 3. Caulk? Like fucking sink caulk? She made that child eat sink caulk. What the fuck? Armed criminal action, shooting at children in chicken pen, victim 1. And then she's got the same charge for victim 2. Domestic assault in the first chicken pen incident, victim 1. Chicken pen incident, victim 2. Shoved over church pew incident, victim 1. Endangering the welfare of a child, creating substantial risk. Totality of all incidences with victim 1. Same charge for each victim, victim 1, victim 2, and victim 3. Kidnapping in the first degree, victim 1 in the chicken pen. Kidnapping in the first degree, victim 2 in the chicken pen. Sodomy in the second degree, victim 3's touching incident. Trafficking in children, 1 charge for each victim, victim 1, victim 2, victim 3. Unlawful use of a weapon, subsection 4, victim 1. Unlawful use of a weapon, subsection 4, victim 2. All right. On January 1st of 2023 and December 8th of 2025 in the state of Missouri, County of Washington, the above named defendant committed these acts of abuse or neglect. Hold on a minute. Let me read it this way because I don't know why that's blue. Okay. Nope. Is this the wrong one? Hold on just a minute, y'all. Just a minute. Yep, it's blue over here too. Okay. Committed several acts of abuse or neglect of a child to multiple juvenile victims. 2 of the juvenile victims, victim 1 and victim 2, were interviewed at the Child Advocacy Center where they disclosed the following information against the defendant and her significant other. Okay. Confidential victim 1, further identified as child victim 1, who was a 14-year-old male. This victim, child victim, disclosed that Jerry Means, the mother's boyfriend, so it is the mother, and Chantel Hayford, the mother, locked him and his brother in a chicken pen and they shot a BB gun at them. Victim 1 stated Jerry screwed the pen shut with a Milwaukee impact and then shot an air rifle at them. Victim 1 stated he was 13 when this happened. Do you know how fucked up you've got to be to even go that far? Much less screw it shut with a fucking impact so these boys cannot get out of there. You have pinned an animal, not an animal, but it's like fucking pinning, like catching a raccoon in a trap and then like slitting its throat while it's in the trap. Do you get what I'm saying? Like what you're confining him so he can't run or get away and shooting at him with an air rifle. Same thing as the cops beating the shit out of somebody that's already handcuffed and can't fight back. He'll be eating a lot of caulk in prison, no doubt. I hope he gets caulk shoved in his mouth every single fucking day. Kat said, how could family and friends turn a blind eye? Great question. Supposedly it's really rural where they live, so who knew about it? Who else knew about it? Because the kids weren't saying anything at school. All right. Child victim 1 stated that Jerry has also pointed a, quote, real, unquote, firearm at them described as a pistol. Victim 1 stated Jerry told him if he said something again, he was going to, quote, blow his brains out, unquote. Victim 1 also disclosed about a time where Jerry, quote, almost suffocated him, unquote. Victim 1 described how he would put him in a headlock. Victim 1 felt real dizzy and like he was going to pass out and stated that he was 14 when this happened. Victim 1 stated he was 13 when the firearm was pointed at him and that incident occurred. Victim 1 also stated that he, as in Jerry, would punch or slap him on a regular basis. Victim 1 also described times when Mom would throw rocks at him. Victim 1 stated that sometimes he would dodge them and other times he would try to catch them. Victim 1 disclosed at the time she threw a light at him and described it as a lamp that is solar. Victim 1 stated that she called him worthless and would cuss him. Victim 1 stated that she would have him steal food and money from people, which is how he met his current guardians. Victim 1 described that from the ages of 13 to 14, he experienced a, quote, Great Depression, unquote, where he ate bugs, leaves, and would steal food. So I'm thinking that, hold on. These are dated December 8th, okay? But I'm thinking that something happened and the children were probably removed from the home. Maybe they said, because they talk about victim 1 stating something. So maybe one of them finally said something at school. CPS removed them and they said, you know, we know these people or somebody that they had met when they were trying to steal food. Said, I know these children and I would love to be the one to help them out. And so these new people became their guardians. And while these new people have these children and are protecting them, these children are simultaneously being interviewed by the police and describing everything that went on in the home. Because they talk about in this document that Shantae is their mother. And then again, that child victim 1 stated that she would have him steal food and money from people, which is how he met his current guardians. So I'm thinking that somebody in the community that they were stealing food and money from said, hey, you know, like any normal motherfucking person would that saw children stealing fucking food, said, hey, are you hungry? Like, do you want some food? Can I feed you? Do you want something to eat? And so they built up a relationship with those people, and those people are now able to help them, which is good. Tom said, good God, these people do anything worthwhile, like looking for a job or going fishing. Right. Like, you can't tell me there was, I mean, you couldn't do anything, but I think if I had to guess, they were either so methed out that they weren't hungry and weren't eating, or they were sitting in there eating all the fucking food and the kids were having to go without. Bye, Max. It has been going on a long time for these children, and that's really fucking upsetting. This Great Depression shit, making them eat bugs, leaves, and steal food, it just pisses me off. Again, victim 1 described that from the ages of 13 to 14 for a whole fucking God-blessed year, he experienced a Great Depression where he ate bugs, leaves, and would steal food. Victim 1 stated Jerry would have him try white crystal stuff in a pipe that he described as meth. He described Jerry's pipe as having red and blue stripes on it. This one's less redacted. Child victim 1 stated that Mom would have him drink alcohol, that Mom stole gabapentin from someone and she gave it to him, and that he got sick from it. Victim 1 stated that his mom gave him weed and that his mom would kick them or hit them in the face. Hey, Kelly. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, if y'all don't mind, go sub up to Max's channel. I appreciate it. This bitch is kicking her children in the fucking face. Now we're at confidential juvenile victim 2, further identified as victim 2, who is a 13-year-old male. Victim 2 disclosed that Mom was not very nice, and when they interviewed and asked why, he stated that she locked him in a chicken pen. Okay. Victim 2 said Mom's not very nice. When the interviewer asked why, he stated she locked him in a chicken pen and shot at him with a BB gun. Victim 2 stated that Jerry Means was also involved with his mom in locking him and his brother in the chicken pen. Victim 2 stated that Mom and Jerry were holding firearms or guns, and that every time he would move, his mom would shoot at him, and that both Mom and Jerry were shooting the BB guns. Victim 2 stated his mom told him that she wished they were not there, further explaining that mom kicked him out and she told him she did not want him anymore. Victim 2 also stated mom would punch and kick him, describing that she would slap him in the face and kick him and punch him in the back. Victim 2 described how he got bruises from the incidents. Victim 2 also disclosed that his mom grabbed his sister's chest area, and when confronted about this, she stated that she, quote, made it so she can grab it. This bitch said, I made her chest area, so therefore I can grab it.
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
I can't. Thank you, Michael, for that. Victim 2 stated Jerry used methamphetamine, speed, weed, and that mom forced him to eat an edible. Victim 2 also described a second incident where mom made him eat more and smoke a cigarette. Victim 2 stated that mom and Jerry gave him alcohol, describing it as American honey whiskey and Jack Daniels. Victim 2 stated they made him eat a weed brownie. Victim 2 stated that he was around 11 or 12 when this occurred. Victim 2 described the usage of drugs in the household as him seeing Jerry use meth in a white glass pipe. Victim 2 stated that when Jerry would do it, he would offer it to him. Victim 2 stated the glass pipe was see-through and that Jerry would suck in all the smoke. Victim 2 stated he had seen him use cocaine and described it as really white, further describing Jerry had a straw and was snorting it. Victim 2 stated that he's seen a neighbor and his mom use drugs and that his mom would, quote, pop pills, unquote, described as a pain pill. And it was also described as a small white pill. Victim 2 described the conditions of the home and stated the house was very dirty because there was feces on the floor and feces on the bed. Victim 2 stated when he went to his current guardians, his face was covered in feces and that it was cat and dog feces. So when he did get removed and sent to his current guardian's house, his face was literally covered in shit. Great question, Abellis. I would love to know the answer to that. Why do all this? It doesn't make any sense at all. It makes no fucking sense at all. Victim 2 stated Jerry pulled a real firearm on him and his brother, Victim 1. Victim 2 stated that they were in Jerry's house when he pulled the gun. So I guess it took place at two different locations. Victim 2 stated they were making noises, and Jerry said if they did not shut up, he would shoot them. Victim 2 stated that Jerry pulled the gun out of the cabinet with the TV. Victim 2 described the gun as a black 9mm. Victim 2 stated his mom kept laughing when he pulled the gun out. Victim 2 stated he was very scared when Jerry pulled the gun out. Victim 2 said when Jerry had the gun pointed at him, he was thinking, quote, I hope he doesn't shoot me because I have a long life to go. Thinking that as a fucking child, I hope this methed up motherfucker doesn't shoot me because I have a long life to live while your fucking mother is maniacally laughing in the fucking corner is something that nightmares are fucking made of. Exactly. Because it sounds like their current guardians, where they did go, actually care. I'm looking on Facebook. They're from the same area as Grandis in the Summer Wells case. Really? They're from Potosi. Hold on. Potosi. Potosi in Washington County, Missouri. Is there a contest to see who can be a bigger piece of shit parent that we haven't been aware of with this giant amount of money to win? Because these parents get worse and worse with every case. Kelly, that's exactly what I'm noticing. Like, why does it just keep fucking getting worse? It was 2 boys and 1 girl. Oh, they're from below it and they moved there. Let me write that down because I haven't looked a lot on Facebook because this case has just recently hit Facebook. So I haven't checked there. I actually went and got the documents, but I didn't know they were from below it and moved to Missouri. So I'm wondering if anybody from below it knows anything about this fucking case. Oh, you can't drop links in my chat, baby. I'm sorry. Only mods can. I don't know if I'll have time today. Maybe. Okay. You think so? I don't know. Maybe. Like you said, maybe. I don't know if I'll have time because I do have to go shortly because I got to go pick Mr. Speculating up. I got an appointment this afternoon. But if I have time, we will also check Facebook. We are going to get through these documents today, though. Okay. Victim 2. Okay. Yeah. Victim 2 stated Jerry did this 2 times. Victim 2 described another time he was sitting with Jerry. He said that mom was a, quote, WH, unquote. And victim 2 said he asked him to stop cussing. Oh, I guess mom is a whore. And victim 2 asked him to stop cussing, and Jerry pulled the gun out and told him to get out of the house. Victim 2 stated that he got the gun from under his pillow and that it was the same gun as last time. Victim 2 stated he was 11 during the pillow incident and turning 12 during the gun in the cabinet incident. Victim 2 described the time that mom told victim 1 she hoped he would die and shoved him over a church pew. Why is she saying shit like this to her children? I don't want you. I hate you. I hope you fucking die. For your mother to say that to you as a fucking child. I don't know how old the girl was. Yeah, 17 or something to that effect. We'll find out probably in this document because it's less redacted. Mama Bear said if parents punish children for stealing food, they are statistically flat out abusing and underfeeding their children. Yeah, it's not normal for children to steal food. I don't think that. No, Anna. If you're not out here doing shit like this, yeah, you're not a terrible parent, love. Yeah, that's weird for me. A church pew. So were they in church? I don't know. Sometimes you can find them on Facebook, but it's weird to me that that happened in church and nobody did anything. So maybe it was a church pew that was at somebody's house. I don't know. Now we got victim 3's account. 17-year-old female. Yeah. So 17 years old. Victim 3 described witnessing an incident between Jerry and victim 1 where Jerry grabbed him and was choking him by squeezing him tightly. Victim 2 stated that she saw Jerry's gun and knew it was a real gun and that she saw him use drugs and knew that he used drugs. Now we get information on the guardians of the 3 confidential juvenile children. The adult guardian of the 3 juvenile victim children described to law enforcement that she met them because they walked into her house and were begging for food. The guardian stated that they had to walk approximately 4 fucking miles to get to her house. These children walked 4 fucking miles to her house, walked in and begged her for food. What the fuck? Really? That's interesting. What the fuck? They walked 4 miles for food. The Guardian stated that the mom offered to trade the children to her in exchange for a phone and a phone plan that equaled the amount of $231, or approximate value of $77 per child. The defendant signed a power of attorney and had children moved into the Guardian's home with this agreement. The Guardian stated that this occurred in July of 2025 and that she paid the phone plan from July of 2025 through December of 2025. What? Why didn't you just go to the fucking police? I mean, yeah, in that moment, I'd have been like, yeah, sure, I'll buy you a phone. I'll buy you a phone plan. Yeah, just let me, yeah, we'll sign this paperwork. And I'm going straight to the fucking sheriff's office with the children and being like, look, sir, guess what the fuck just happened? Let me explain this shit to you. What in the motherfuck? It should be. Right, Nevaeh? Good to see you. Just, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, like I said, I'd have done anything I had to do to get the kids in my custody so I could take them to the fucking sheriff's office. But no, we're going to keep them from July to December and just hang out at the house and pay the fucking phone bill. What the fuck's going on? Pure fucking insanity. Okay. The Guardian described when receiving the children in exchange for the phone plan that the children were severely underweight, according to the doctor's office she took the children to. The guide also said that the children were not ever enrolled in school or educated and therefore could not read or write. The adult guardian described 2 incidents that occurred with child victim 3, who did not disclose any incidents against her mother. The first incident was the guardian witnessing the mother grabbing child victim 3's on the breast area and state that, quote, "I made it so I can grab it," unquote. The Guardian stated this occurred on Tuesday, October 14th of 2025. She knew it was the Tuesday before the birthday party described in the previous incidents. That was also the day that Chantel told her about the caulk incident, where Chantel had the child eat caulking. And you still just did what? Took them to the doctor, put them in school? I mean, thank you for doing that. But I mean, didn't ever think to contact law enforcement? That doesn't make fucking sense, like at all. Hey, Hannah, good to see you. Okay. Now we're at the second incident was regarding child victim 3 having to cut her hands to spread blood on the trees. The Guardian confronted the mother, who stated that she did this because of something going on with the animals. The Guardian described that occurring in September of 2025. She made her daughter cut her fucking hands and spread blood on the trees because allegedly something was going on with the animals. What in the fuck? Abellis, thank you for gifting 20 Speculation Station memberships. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate that. Oh my goodness, we got a lot of new members. And that means more people for the drawing in about 2 weeks. Yay! Thank you so much for doing that. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate that so very much. Those memberships went to Jamie Brown, Scratch the Paint, Sherry G, Norma Guerrera, Christina B, Moon Shadow, Charlotte Again, Don't Give Two Shits, Ashley R, Nini Nut, Susie Q, Cancer Free, Becky P, Illinois Illusionist, Old Snap Sharon, Amy Lynn, Texas Brooke, Christina B, Harlot Oscara, Bish AF, and that was it. If you guys were gifted from Abellis and you are aware you were gifted, please tell Abellis thank you. Thank you so much, Abellis. I got to yeet myself so I can get, so my thing will scroll. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Hold on. Thank you so much, Abellis. And I'm going to grab the Polar Express to welcome our new members. Thank you so much, Abellis. That was so very sweet and supportive of you, and I really appreciate it. Should be playing. Thank you so much, Abellis. That was super cool of you and super sweet. And I really appreciate it. Thank you for gifting the gift of more videos and entries into our giveaway to more people. Woo woo. Thank you so much. Jamie said thank you for the gift, for the membership. Oh, I'm not good at makeup. I try really hard, but I feel like I could do better. Hey, Angela, good to see you. And Jamie Brown, thank you for saying thank you. Okay. The last part of this document reads that the Guardian also described witnessing Chantel assault victim 1 at his birthday party, which occurred at the church in Redacted, located at Redacted, on October 18th of 2025. The Guardian's description of this incident was consistent with victim 2's description of the incident. They also took a photograph of victim 1's head, which had a yellowish bruise the day after the incident occurred. A review of the defendant's criminal history was conducted, which showed no prior criminal charges. So she had a birthday party at the local church, which tells me they hung out at the local church, and that's when he was pushed over the fucking pew. Okay, cool. Thank you for that, Abraham. That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate that so very much. Thank you. That is insane. I want to know what this bitch did. Like, just kept the fucking kids, kept guardianship over them, like, and took them back over there and saw this shit happening and still didn't say anything to police. Like, I'm glad that she saved him from that bullshit, but like, I really feel like you should got police involved a lot sooner than this. This is insane. Yeah, you are so awesome. You guys are all so awesome. Thank you. All right, I'm going to read this and then I'm going to have to go. If you want those documents without the watermarks so you can use them for whatever you want, your YouTube channel, put them out, whatever you want to do, they are on my Patreon without the watermarks. Okay. So this article reads, it's the one we were briefly going over earlier, but we didn't read all of it. Potsy couple, we saw that video at the beginning, facing multiple charges after allegedly locking kids in chicken coops, staging child fight nights. Quote, I don't think I've ever heard a case like this, unquote, Sheriff Scott Reed said. Quote, locking them in a chicken coop and making them eat bugs. It's bizarre. A Washington County couple is facing more than a dozen charges in a child abuse case so disturbing, the sheriff admits he initially didn't believe it. Quote, I don't think I've ever heard of a case like this, unquote, Washington County Sheriff Scott Reed said. Quote, locking them in a chicken coop and making them eat bugs, it's bizarre, unquote. Despite his reservations, Sheriff Reed quickly assigned a detective to follow up on the report, which is required by state law. Quote, we picked mom up first, unquote, Sheriff Reed said. Quote, my lead investigator talked to her and she confessed immediately, unquote. Well, I appreciate her confessing immediately and not putting those kids through more than they had to endure. But like, why even do it in the first place? The woman is charged with 4 counts of child abuse, 3 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, 2 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of a domestic assault, and 1 count of sexual abuse. 5 on your side is not naming the suspects to avoid identifying the victims. The boyfriend is charged with 3 counts of domestic assault, 2 counts each of abuse or neglect of a child, kidnapping, endangering the welfare of a child, and armed criminal action, and 1 count of unlawful use of a weapon. It is alleged that over a 2-year period, the couple locked the children in a chicken coop, beat them with rocks, shot them with BB guns, forced them to smoke methamphetamine, and held them at gunpoint while forcing them to fight. Quote, we never received a call to this residence before, unquote, Sheriff Reed said. Quote, where they live is very rural. We never got a call from any school saying the kids are saying this or that. We never got a hotline call from DCFS. We never got anything, unquote. And that's because they weren't ever enrolled in school. And the one person that they found that they walked 4 miles to get food never called DCFS. So yet they're allowed to be the guardians now? Please make that make sense. Nene Nuts said thank you for the membership. Thank you for saying thank you, love. Hey, Lala, good to see you. I'll have to do a video showing you guys how I do it. I had to get help from Mr. Speculating's friends, friends' wives. They showed me how to do it. Okay. There were no physical reports. Megan Marietta with the St. Louis Children's Advocacy Center said there are often signs a child is being abused. Quote, Look for changes in the kids' behavior, Megan Marietta said. Are they losing interest in things they once had interest in? Are they becoming withdrawn? Are you noticing any differences in developmental behaviors? Since it can often take kids years to come forward and share their story, both Marietta and Sheriff Reed said it's important that adults simply listen. Quote, sometimes child abuse does include things that we as adults can't even wrap our heads around, unquote, Marietta said. Quote, if a kid comes and tells you a crazy story, it doesn't mean it isn't true, Sheriff Reed said. It bears looking at, unquote. The suspects in this case are each being held at the Washington County Jail without bond. If you suspect child abuse or neglect is taking place, the Missouri Child Abuse and Neglect Hotline is available at 1-800-392-3738. If you are hearing or speech impaired, call Relay Missouri at 1-800-735-2466 or 1-800-735-2966. You can also file online, and if you are on the Illinois side, you can call the Illinois Child Abuse and Neglect Hotline at 1-800-252-2873, or you can file a report. If you feel like a child is in immediate danger, call fucking 911. Fucking immediately, please. Please. Yep, see something, say something. Exactly. Boom, 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 bam. Jamie Brown said, I don't understand how any parent could harm their own children. It's so sad and mind-boggling. It is. I mean, this was their fucking mother and her boyfriend, y'all. And these children, I mean, it's just astounding that the number one, the guardian that they found, they walked 4 fucking miles to get to because the place is so fucking rural. And instead of that guardian saying, yo, yeah, here, have a phone, take the phone plan, and getting the kids and taking them to the sheriff's office, they continued the charade for like 6 months. That doesn't make sense. Darzilla said, this is also sad. It's even worse how many kids are going through this that we don't know about. Great job covering these cases. Well, thank you. Addie sent me the past 2 of them, and I was able to get information and pull documents on it. So I appreciate you guys all too, because a lot of stuff you guys send me, and that's how I find out about it. Boom, 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 bam. That was for you, Abellis. All right, y'all, I'm going to have to go. Scratch said, say no to drugs. Absolutely. And we will be back tomorrow at normal time, which is normally like 1:30 p.m., I do believe. I think so. I have to check my records. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you then. If nobody's told you you are enough, you are important, you are special, and you are loved. And I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate the kindness. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Thank you, Forrest, for being a member for 2 months. Thank you, Abellis, for the 20 memberships. And thank you, Edith, for the membership. You guys are so very sweet and supportive. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Until then, please stay safe. And if you see something, say something. I love you too, Mama Bear. I'm happy to see your beautiful face on camera. I know it's something you were working up to for a while. You're important to us, and we love you. I love you guys too. I hope you guys have a good Friday night. Yeah, I love you guys too. You guys be safe out there. Thank you, Hannah, and everybody else for being here, all the mods. I really appreciate you guys. All right, y'all, I will see y'all tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, stay safe. Bye.